Hi, Cancer. This is your reading for the time period of February 1st to February 29, 2020. For those of you who are new to my channel or just visiting, welcome to Imani's Light Work, okay? So before I begin with your reading, I want to first say that I have two new recent updates to the Keys to Akasha section of my channel. I have the Sarah Guillard Guillou reading up there. She was an aerialist for the Cirque du Soleil performance in Vegas, and I also have Kobe Bryant's cases covered, okay? So please feel free to view those videos when you get a chance to. Also, if you have inquiries about that section of my channel, I have two email addresses: hassaniife777 at gmail.com, ifedivination777 at gmail.com, or I also have my Facebook and my IG at amaniife777. Okay, so please feel free to send me direct messages to those. I'm always on IG, so please feel free to hit me up on there if you have an inquiry about a case you would like to see me cover. Okay, so let's see what energies are coming through for you for February, Cancer. All right, Cancer. So the Five of Cups energy is underneath. So Five of Cups energy, I get workplace. The Five of Cups energy may reside with a workplace, but I get something about an ex. So you could be finding out that an ex works in your workplace or governs you. You could be finding out that an ex works. One situation, you could be finding out that an ex works in your workplace and they govern you. And then there's another situation here where has a higher placement than you. Like you could be finding out that an ex that you, I don't know if this is like subconscious like competition or something with business deals and life path and work and this that and third. Somebody could end up in a situation where either an ex works in the same workplace as you. I keep getting governed. They could work in the same workplace as you, or they're in a business deal with you or something, but something about them, they're either older or like they may be older than you, or they're in placement in that business deal or in that workplace where they have a position where they're allowed to govern over you, like a governess. They're allowed to govern over you in some type of scenario here. So I mean, it could be you could literally just be interacting with them and they just have that kind of demeanor, and they, you know what I mean, they may just be they just may have that kind of demeanor, or you could be finding out that you do work with them or that got hired at the same place. They may have gotten hired to work at the same place, but you may not have known that they did that. They may have known that you're working there or not. And this depends on what's going on, but they could have applied, for a position that is higher ranking than the one that they applied for a position that is higher ranking than the one that you have. Something's embarrassing when I say that. So something, that's what a Five of Cups is here. Something could be potentially embarrassing about that. That could already be something that you know, or it's something that you haven't realized yet. It's something that you know, or it's something that you haven't realized yet. And I mean, possibly this month, March, possibly this month, or if something going on in March, you're going to realize about an ex intervening with old workplace. An ex could be intervening with your old workplace, or an ex, somehow they found themselves in the same but no, it's business partner. Somehow they found themselves in the same work environment, workplace as you, or something also going on with an ex being involved with like an old business partner or ex business partner that you have. You could be finding out that a business partner, that a new fresh business partner that you have, could it be dealing with your ex, or they're dating, or they open a business together. Like, all this is crazy. This is out of control. A new business partner or a coworker that you have, they run their own business. So they run their own business. One scenario, an ex that you have, no, a new business partner, a new coworker, a coworker that you have. Like, yes, they're dealing with ex. They're dealing with your ex, but the way one scenario is the way they're dealing with your ex is that run a business together. They run a business together, and that could be something. Could be cryptic. Something could be really cryptic about an interaction that you're having with a colleague colleague or a coworker, like in a bank, in the store, whatever. But they don't. They're trying to be cryptic with you. They don't want to give you yet. They don't want to give you insight yet into the fact that they run or they've opened a business with your ex partner, like your ex business partner or your ex lover. It's something about that could be embarrassing. Something about that is I don't know. It could be embarrassing to you to know. You know what I mean? It could be, but something subconscious. It could be embarrassing to know or to find out, but it's something that's also subconscious about that kind of interaction. You know, you dated someone in the past and you're finding out that they're a boss and you could have a lower position than them. They could, I mean, what you're feeling, they could also be feeling in life. You know what I mean? You may be the one with the higher position and they may have a lower position. And the subconscious feeling could be coming from a comparison. And the subconscious feeling could be a comparison, or something's going on with having a regular job and you work with someone that you work with someone that they're more in close proximity to your personal life than you think. And they could have been, but the reason for that is that the reason for that, for a new coworker, a new colleague, new business partner, the reason for them even knowing something interesting in or some type of intricate private detail about your personal life is because they're dealing with or they're dating an ex business partner, ex lover that you have, and they could have given them information about you. It just depends on what's going on. Your starting point has Gemini, so their fault. It could be a Gemini energy's fault into the reason why. It could be a Gemini energy's fault into the reason why an ex is interconnected to a coworker that you have, or ex is dating a coworker that you have, or a coworker that you have is even dating or dealing with an ex period, whatever it is, an ex business partner, ex lover. But why did they do? So I'm looking at Gemini energy. Why did they do? Why did they give? I get friend also. The Gemini energy could be a friend. Why did they do? Why did they what do you call it? Whatever it is that they did, I'll run through a list of scenarios into things that they possibly could have done. The Gemini energy, they could have given someplace. I'll go with this first. There's multiple things that are happening here, so I have to take my time. One scenario is that you work somewhere. Gemini put in recommendation. You work somewhere. The Gemini energy, like they may know if they're not your partner, if they're not showing up like the ex that I was saying from the beginning, they could be. But what's happening here? Introduce them to. They introduce someone that you work with, or they've been introduced to someone that they're dating. They introduce someone that you work with. You could have introduced. Okay, Lord have mercy. Oh my God, someone that you work with. Okay, trying to understand this. Someone that you work with introduced to Gemini. Someone that you work with was introduced to Gemini. So I don't know if this is your fault. I don't know if this is your fault that this could be your one part. I had another coworker. It could be another coworker's fault. The Gemini energy could be, I just feel like they're in the middle. I feel like the Gemini energy is in the middle of a situation. A coworker that you're dealing with, you like. A coworker that you're dealing with, you like. You may not be dealing with them on an intimate level yet. You just like them, a business partner. You just like them. But what's happening with them is that another coworker, that one coworker that you like, Amy, I'll just go with a random name, Amy that you like, whatever, Amy, John that you like, somebody in your another coworker, another business partner, somebody introduced Amy or John to ex. Somebody introduced Amy or John to your ex. So what's happening? Potentially dating. So what's happening now with that is that either Amy or John is potentially end up dating your ex person, your ex business partner, or they're just dealing with closing a business deal, opening a business deal, closing a business deal. That something that breaking. Usually when people use the terminology at closing or breaking, they mean breaking a deal. They could have ended up opening up a business. They could have ended up opening up a business together. So that could be something that you're finding out. That could just be one element that you're finding out, or it's just a situation here where someone that you like in the workplace, another coworker introduced that person to your ex unintentionally. Another person in that workplace or that business deal introduced that person that you like to an ex business partner or ex lover. But I'm confused. So when I say that, I'm confused. Like I'm confused by this contact. What they need each other for also. I'm confused by what they need each other for also. Why does someone that I like in my workplace, why need to know X? Why do they need to know my ex? Or one element also, why do they need to know my ex family member? Also, why do they need to know my ex? Why do they need to know my family member? Why do they need to know my friend, whatever it is? Why do they need to communicate with my ex business partner, whatever it is? Why does someone that I like in workplace or in this business deal, why do they need to have a connection to my ex business partner, my ex lover? So that whatever it is that happened there is an external coworker or external colleague's fault that that kind of interaction even happened. But how to stop? So when I said that, how to stop that interaction from happening, how to stop them from I keep getting opening up a business, how to stop somebody from opening up a business together, like how to stop that. For some reason you don't want to see two people excel over you. You don't want to see two people excel over you. But one of those people is an ex-friend but that you dissed. One of those people is an ex-friend that you dissed. One of those people is one of those people is an ex-business partner. And something that's going on with them, they come up with good ideas. Also, they may come up with good ideas, and something about them also, they something's going on with them where they're either doing it on purpose. Like they could be trying to connect themselves. They could be, you think that could be something that you just think. They're trying to connect themselves to someone. They're trying to connect themselves to prove something. They're trying to connect themselves to someone that you like or someone that you're already tied to, that you work with. They subconsciously they want to prove something. Do you subconsciously want to prove something to someone? It depends on the energy that's coming through. Why they need each other, and why does my ex need to talk to my coworker? Why is my coworker introducing themselves to my ex? An ex-business partner, ex-lover, but something within that interaction you don't know yet, or you haven't noticed yet, or you didn't realize yet, whatever it is. The Four of Wands energy is in a waiting position. So the Four of Wands pretty much resides Sag. The Four of Wands has to do with Sag. It could be what do you call it? It could be Aries elements, Leo but they put in recommendations. So the fire sign energies that you're waiting on here in your workplace, business deal, office, whatever setting is that you're dealing with fire signs, they're the ones that put in some type of recommendation. They could have given the Gemini energy a recommend to work somewhere. They could have given the Gemini energy a recommendation to work somewhere. There's that. Or it is a partnership that you're in with. It's a partnership that you're in with a Sag or Aries element. It's a partnership that you're in with them, but they keep putting in recommendations. They keep sending out recommendations. They keep putting in recommendations for people that they're either doing it intentionally. Like one situation, they could be doing it intentionally to prove something to you. I see what's going on here. This is a situation here where I'm touching the Four of Wands. They run business. The fire sign energies, they govern, they run a business that you're in with them. They work, whatever, their bosses, their colleagues, keep telling me colleagues, they're colleagues, but they have some type of power over you in some type of setting. So what's happening here is that potentially contacting X, but sometimes an accident also. So potentially they're contacting your ex, your boss, whatever. Potentially they're contacting your ex. Potentially they are putting somebody's sending in a recommendation, your ex or an ex coworker, or that you don't want to see, an ex-friend, somebody's putting in a recommendation there to work at the same place but don't know you work there. They're sending in a recommendation. Fire sign energies asked them to went through a hiring process already. The fire sign energies went through interview process and whatever it is, they went through that with the Gemini energy already. They went through that already with them. But what's happening, one element about it, something is also accidental, and you also don't know that they're going to tell you. You also don't know the interaction. You don't know that interaction happened, and something about that interaction also happened by accident. It could have also, but delete. It also happened by accident. You could have also deleted some accident. You could have also asked them to delete something by that X is putting in. So before I go any further, I want to make this a little clear. I'll go with the Gemini. I keep getting X. I'll go with the Gemini energy as some type of X. They're an ex-friend. They're an ex-lover. They're an ex-coworker. But you work somewhere, either like in a business, like you work somewhere like a regular business, or it's a workplace that you walk into. They're trying to work at. I'm touching them. They're trying to work there. So what's happening here? The Four of Wands is fire sign energies that they run the business. They operate the business. Their bosses, their supervisors, whatever is the fire sign energies are that whatever it is that they govern. They they already went through one element here you don't know, or someone's also by accident. One element, I'll go with the element here that you don't know. One situation here you don't know, and what's potentially happening here with that is that the person that you used to deal with, they already went through a interview process, a meeting process with the fire sign energies that do work with you already. They already went through that process with them, asked for recommendation. So the fire sign energies are asking the Gemini energy for your, can you send in your recommendation letters? Can you send in copies of your resumes and things that don't know it's X's? So someone's gone on there where you don't know, and potentially you don't know that it's an X, it's an X's information that is being sent to the fire sign energies for processing for a business or like a regular workplace. Asked to process. It could be you that is asked to process exactly that. You could be asked, and you're looking through the papers, whatever you're being asked to do, you're looking through the paperwork and you're like, why is my ex applying to the same place that I work at? Why is my ex applying to the same place? So the fire sign energies are asking you, can you sort through these names of potential hires for me? Can you send this off? Can you send out this email? Can you do this, that, and the third? But one of them is an ex. When I said that, send off emails, one of those recipients is potentially there is an ex. Some type of X. It doesn't even only have to be a person. Like this could be a business tie that fire signs. This could be like a corporation, the corporation thing. I used to work for that corporation. I used to work for that organization. I used to work for that school. I used to work for that, whatever it is. But potentially they're trying to do a business tie with a business you don't like. Potentially the fire sign energy is trying to do a business tie with some type of organization that you're saying I get failed in. Some type of organization that you worked in that you didn't do well in. Like you did, it's in the past though. It's giving me a past feeling. Some type of organization or job you worked in the past that they're trying to do some type of funding tie or grant tie, tax tie with. Don't do the 4 of Wands. Don't make that kind of tie with them. Because what's happened, your information's still on file. What's happening here, that old corporation, that old workplace, that old organization, they still have your information on file. So the new place sent your information off. The new place that you work for, the organization that you work for, the business that you're in, whatever, they have your information, your business partners, they have your information on file. So what's potentially happening with that is that the business tie, the business tie between, if it's organizations, the business tie that you're operating with fire sign energies here, they asked you to do something. They did ask you to do something, but you're trying to being cryptic with them. You're trying to be cryptic with them. I don't want our business tied to that organization, that corporation, because I didn't do well. You may not be saying these exact words. I didn't do well. I didn't function well. I wasn't a good worker there in the past. I don't think it's a good idea for funding. I don't think it's a good idea that you ask for funding. I don't think it's a good idea that you ask. They could be released. You either work with them or they're separate with the fire sign and whatever the fire sign energies do. I don't think you're talking to them. I don't think it's a good idea for you to ask that organization, that corporation for funding. I don't think that's out of that tax tie. It could even be a person. I don't think it's a good idea for you to do that. I used to work. You could be telling them this or not. You may end up breaking down and telling them I used to work with them, live with. I used to live there. I used to work with. Whatever it is, but they don't understand something also. So the 4 of Wands in a waiting position, the fire sign and the Aries, the Sag, they may not understand, scared of something. They don't understand why you're scared of or nervous about a tie that they're trying to make. It's just for funding. They're trying to tell you, I just need funding. What the hell is the deal? What is the big deal? I just need funding. I just need income tax. I just need this, that, and the third funding, whatever grant taxes. I just need to get this done with an organization. I just need to get this done, but who or what they're trying to do it with, you already had some type of interesting that you don't want to deal with anymore. You already had some type of interesting dealing with that you're saying that you don't want to deal with anymore, and it could literally be a Gemini, an old corporation, an old business, an old workplace. Why you're trying to talk to the fire sign energies? Why do you need to have that kind of tie? Why do you need to work with? Why do you need to work What's a good idea of a company? Why do you need to work with Bisco? Why I used to work with them. Why do you need to order from that company? I work with them before. They're gonna, because my, if they still somehow, yes, every company that you work for, there's no way they're gonna get rid of your information. Your information will always be on file with that organization, that business. So, but what they're dispersing it, they could be dispersing your information throughout, within organizations here, and corporations here in terms of business. But what's happening, you tried to break a tie. You tried to break a tie with that energy, with that organization, that corporation, that person. But what's happening here is that they're ending up in the new environment that you're in, and you're trying to stop. For once, you're trying to stop that tie from happening. So it's a person, it's an ex, it's an old workplace that they're trying to do a business tie with a new one. But they already have your info. They're gonna find eventually that place or that person. And I'll go with it as a place first. Eventually, that old corporation, that old business, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out that this could be a situation here where, I don't know if they could have laid you off in the past or something. They could have laid you off. They could have let you go in the past, and they what's happening, they still have your, yes, they still have your information on file. If this is a business situation, they still have your information on file, but you're finding out that they've created, they could have done it on their own. They've created some type of business tie. They've created some type of business tie with an organization, a new fresh organization that you're already in, and that other organization could have let you go. They could have cut you off. They could have, whatever it is. You could have sued that per place, but you could have sued them. You could have done something really crazy with them in the past. But they're trying to be interconnected to a new fresh business deal, a new energy that you already attach yourself to. And that could be a mistake. But something that's going on here is that old organization, they're going to eventually find out that you work for. They're going to eventually find and tamper. They may end up they're going to eventually find out that you're working for an organization that they're trying to do some type of business tie, funding tie with. They're going to eventually find that out, and you're thinking that they're going to tamper with. That's the fear. You're thinking that they're going to tamper with it, and that's the fear. So it's either a corporation, it's a corporation, it's a business tie, it's a what do you call it, it's something going on with an ex, whatever it is, and you're thinking that if the ex gets involved, they're gonna tamper with a new person that you're dealing with, whatever it is. And you're like, and you're trying to, the fire sign energies in this new situation, the fire sign energies in this new business deal, the fire sign energies in this new corporation that you're working in, wherever it is that you are in this new situation, they're asking you to do some delete. They're asking you to do something specific with that organization, with that person's information, and they're like delete, and you're thinking that you want to delete it, or that's a conversation you're thinking you're going to pull the fire sign energies aside. Do you know that you're about to hire my ex? Do you know that you're about to? Do you know that you're about to? What do you call it? Do you know that you're about to that you're about to do a business tie with a corporation that let me go in the past? They don't know. For one's energy, they don't know that. They don't know that, or they already did it. They already did it, and they're just, it's an accident. It's okay. It can be fixed. They already did it. They already did it, and they're trying to, they already did it, and you don't know. They already did it and you don't know, and trying to clean that up. They already did it and you don't know, and so you're trying to clean that up, because they're asking, the way that you're finding out is because of what they're asking you to do with file. What they're asking you to do with a file that they're trying to hand you over. Somebody's file. It's a person's file. It's an organization. It's income tax information from a business that is some type of business tie. I used to work there. They let me go. Why are you doing business with them? But your new business partner, new workplace may not know that. They don't know that. So what you're doing behind the scenes, deleting this, that, and the third, break business tie. You're trying to break a business tie behind the scenes here. You could be making secretive phone calls. You could be making a secret, but didn't ask you to do that. You yourself could be trying to make secretive phone calls. Fire sign energies didn't ask you to do that. What's happening to you? What's happening to you with that kind of situation? What's happening to you could also be happening constantly. What's happening to you could also be happening with Aries and Sag, Leo. Whatever's happening, it's also happening to the fire sign, and it happens to them constantly. So a tie don't want to see them make a tie they want to make. They don't even see that it's accidental, that they're trying to make that. Okay, a tie that they're trying to make, like love tie, business tie, whatever kind of tie it is, a tie that they're trying to make, they don't even see that potentially it's an accidental tie, because they're not realizing that. I keep getting some grant funding. They don't realize that an organization that they're receiving grant funding from, somebody in that mess with them. Somebody in that organization has some type of weird dealing with them already. Try to protect. So therefore, once you may be trying to protect, it could be a person. It may not even be the whole organization or a business. It may not even be the business or the organization. It's just people in it that tamper. People in it that tamper. So you're trying to tell your new business partner that you work with, new corporation, new business organization for. You're trying to tell them, do not hire somebody from that other corporation. Do not answer the phone calls from. Do not answer the phone calls from that grant agency. Do not answer the phone calls. I already had some of issue with some. If it's not the whole company, I already had some type of issue with someone in that company. Whatever it is, but it's heavy. It's like you sued somebody in that company, or it's the company that was sued, or it's like somebody in that company could have stolen something. Trying to give the fire sign energies a heads up. Do not do some type of tie with them. Vice versa. Something that you deal with, the fire sign energies also deal with. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to warn you. Delete that request. Don't ask for that recommendation from someone from that organization. Do not apply for grant funding by that organization that I used to work for. They did this. This could be something. If it didn't happen to you directly, that you observed, you could have just observed something shady that somebody that you work with that's new. They're trying to ask for grant money or some type of funding or scholarship, whatever it is they're asking for, trying to file and apply for. They're asking it from an organization or a business that did something shady to somebody else that you used to work with, and they're trying to warn them and say, I don't think that that's a good idea. Potentially, whatever that organization did to that person, they're gonna do to you. They're gonna do to our business. They're gonna do to you as well. If it's not something that they did to you directly. Wow, that's really interesting. The present has the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles, but we need money. The Two of Pentacles, we need money from that grant agency. We need money. We need government funds. We need this, that, and the third. We need a taxes filed. We need this person to do this, that, and the third. But that's what the fire sign said. The fire sign energies are trying to have that discussion with you. Put aside the fear. Put aside the fear of that type of. But look somewhere else. They're trying to tell you, put aside the fear of a potential interconnection that you don't want to see happen. They're trying to tell you that, but at the same time, you're trying to tell them. At the same time, you're trying to protect them. You're trying to protect them, but at the same time, you're trying to tell them, look elsewhere. Look into a different person. Whatever. Look into a different tax preparer. Look into, it could be tax preparers. It could be a tax preparer that disperse. It could be a tax preparer that works for an agency. This could be a tax preparer. Something. Okay. Whew. Lord, this is a lot of information. The Two of Pentacles, this could be like we need money, or that's the fire sign energy's voice, whatever it is, but they attack. I'll go with this as a tax prepare. The Two of Pentacles in the present, you're talking to the fire sign energy trying to tell you we need money for this, that, and the third, vice versa. But the Two of Pentacles energy, don't go to that tax preparer. The Two of Pentacles, don't go to that tax preparer. It could be the Gemini. Don't go to that tax preparer. Don't go to that tax preparer's office, because somebody that works in that office. Somebody that works in that office had a dealing. Somebody that works in that office, I had a bad disperse. I had a bad interaction with, where they dispersed this, that, and the third. I had cops or police. They dispersed this, that, and the third information to cops and police. So the fire sign entity looking for tax preparer. The fire sign entities are looking for a reliable tax preparer, a good tax preparer to pay to work with. But what's happening? They're finding too late. Also, something could be too late. They're finding a tax preparer, but what's happening? What's happening with it? They could have already. What's happening with it is that they could have already what do you call it? They could have already filed with that tax going to disperse. They could have already filed with that tax preparer. The tax preparer already okay, the tax preparer could have already dispersed the information either to law enforcement, or they disperse it to law enforcement, or that's potential. Dispersing it to law enforcement could be potential that is happening to the fire. I keep trying to warn. You're trying to warn them. Do not go to that tax preparer. I heard a story that tax preparer sent. I heard a story that tax preparer has an assistant that sent my cousin, that sent my sister, that sent my brother's tax information to law enforcement, because something could be unscrupulous. A tax agency. Something could be unscrupulous about a specific tax agency. And you're trying to warn them and tell them do not go or send your information to that agency, whatever it is. Or if it's not a tax agency, it could be. It was also giving me a lot of grant funding and government funding. Do not send out a what do you call it? Do not put in a proposal to that grant company that they stole. Do not put in a proposal to that grant company they stole or they steal. And it's either it's information. I keep it in law enforcement. It could be information that is. I almost said like LinkedIn. Something could be going on here with LinkedIn also. It could be a proposal that is going into, that is being sent to a grant, like it's being sent to a grant agency, whatever it is. A proposal that is going there. That I keep getting they steal. They whichever one. There's so many of them. They steal information, or you heard that happened to someone. You heard that happened to someone that dated. You heard that happened to someone that you dated, someone you used to talk to, ex-coworker. They ran that by you. Tell your partner, tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your sister, tell your cousin, tell your friend or coworker not to put in a request to that grant agency. Do not send. You're trying to tell them that tax agency, shady tax preparer. That tax agency has a shady tax preparer. They're trying to tell you're trying to tell them that my affiliate, your affiliate that's separate from the fire signs, my affiliate had an interaction with a cop there, had their stuff dispersed out of the country, had their stuff dispersed out the country, had it dispersed to law enforcement and things of that nature. But fire sign don't see. So Two of Pentacles 4-1, fire signs don't see. They just dollar signs. All they see and hear in their ears is the drop in the change, is the dollar signs in their eyeballs. But Sag, that something there resides with a Sag or Aries. The spirit said Sag. Something there resides with a Sag element. And they're not listening. Whatever it is that's going on with them, they're not listening. You're trying to tell them don't apply there. Don't send a proposal there. Don't what do you call it? Because you want to give them, you're trying to give them an intricately detailed situation that happened to you with that same organization, that same agency. Or you're trying to tell them a story that happened to my friend. That happened to my friend. That happened to my ex-coworker. That happened to my ex-partner. That happened to someone that I was tied to. My personal and private affiliate that is separate from them. That happened to them. But not listening. For they may not be listening because they could be in a situation here where they don't, one situation they may not care, or they're not reading the fine print. They don't care, and they're also not reading fine print. They're not reading fine print. They're not reading fine print. They're sending their things off. They're sending their things off to tax preparers and grant agencies and law offices where something is shady about the lawyer. Something is shady. Something is the tax preparer. Something is shady about them. With information is sending off. But why don't they listen? For once. Why don't fire sign entities listen? Why aren't they listening? Like they're not listening for some reason. So you're talking to them about money and exes, and it could be a situation here where they send their stuff to, they may be okay. Somebody in it has a vendetta. Somebody in that agency has a secretive vendetta on you, or you're finding out that an ex is involved, whatever it is, or they're gonna run into a situation where they're interacting with your ex friend, ex lover, ex business partner. Don't want that to happen. Two of Pentacles, I don't want that to happen. Because somebody may be devious there. You know, you're trying to tell them my ex. It could be too late. It's too late or not too late. You're trying to tell them my ex works at that. My ex is a tax preparer at that place that you're trying to send your taxes to, and you could have had a bad dealing with an ex in the past, and you're trying to tell them they don't care. You're trying to tell them they don't care. Well, the future has a 9 of Wands. Okay, and your instincts has the Taurus energy, Hierophant energy is there. So Two of Pentacles, the only Pentacles energy here so far. You're gonna get probably another one is gonna show up here also. The Hierophant pretty much resides, but happens to them. Hierophant energy with the Two of Pentacles, something happens to them. You know, so something could be happening to them. It's the Taurus. Or it could be Capricorn. I don't feel it's Taurus element there. Something could be going on with their stuff, taxes. Something could be going on with Taurus elements, taxes. Something's going on with theirs. Fire sign holds. The fire sign energies hold the fire sign energies hold the Taurus elements taxes, or the Capricorns, whichever. I kind of see Hierophant as Capricorn or whatever earth sign. They hold fire sign energies hold their taxes for them, or their IDs. The fire sign energies hold their IDs or their tax papers for them, but got copies made. So the fire sign energies got copies made of Capricorn / Taurus. They got copies made of their tax papers or their IDs. Told them not to do that. So when I said that, you told them not to do that. You told them not to do that, because what's happening with it, the same situation, what's happening with trying to get a grant with someone else's information, like there's that. Someone could be trying to get grants and someone could be trying to apply for grants and of course file taxes. You can file taxes, filing taxes with some copies of somebody's things, or somebody's trying to, so I get approved. Filing taxes with somebody else's information, something could end up getting approved there. Something could, that's why I said something already done, but it's not done. Something is already done, but something is also not done. Something isn't done yet. A tax preparer isn't done. Oh, I see what's going on here. There's a situation here, but asking for more information than they really need, and that could be a tax preparer. I see what's going on here. This is a lot of information, man. This is a lot of information. Oh my god. Okay, I need to rewind. I need to take my time. It's a lot. The Two of Pentacles, Taurus. The Two of Pentacles energy is Taurus. It could be Capricorn, whatever. The fire sign energies, they have the copies of. They have copies of the Capricorn / Taurus. They have copies of their IDs. They have social. They have copies of their IDs. They have copies of their social. They have copies. Somehow they have copies of their boss, whatever, some job that they worked in. They have that information. But tax preparer, shady. Something's going on where a tax preparer is shady. Like something's going on. It could be H&R Block, whatever. There's a tax preparer. There's a tax preparer in a There's a tax preparer that works at an agency. Something is shady about something is shady about that. Protects earth signs. So something is shady about the tax preparer, but you deem the tax. They're not really shady. They're trying to protect the earth sign, but their information, the earth sign energy's information, I'm not walking around with it. The fire sign energies are walking around with the earth sign energy information, but what's happening here is that you're trying to warn them. You're trying to tell them, don't take earth sign already went there. Don't take don't take your information along. Don't take your information to file along with the earth. Try to do it separately. You're trying to tell the fire sign energy, try to do it separately, but they don't want to do it. Just let earth sign energy do it separately. They're not listening. The fire sign energies aren't listening. So what's happening here is that they've been given copies of the earth sign energy tax paper, tax return paper, and they're taking it to a law office. They're taking it to a law office. That's one. Then they're taking it to that one situation also is that they're taking it to a tax preparer's. I keep getting shady. They're taking it to a tax preparer's office, but something about the tax preparer is shady because the Capricorn / they have in the past they didn't check for that. They already filed taxes. The Earth sign energy already been to that law office. The Earth sign energy already filed taxes at that specific H&R Block with that specific person, but they're not listening. Every time I say this, the fire sign energies aren't listening. So what's happening here? The tax preparer recognizes the tax preparer is recognizing earth sign information. The tax preparer is going to potentially, or they already did. The tax preparer is going to recognize the Taurus slash Capricorn. They're going to recognize their. Why are you doing that? The tax preparer is going to recognize the earth sign energy information. Yet why are they doing that? The tax preparer could be like, this isn't yours. This belongs to this and this, that, and the third person, whatever it is. So the tax preparer may break down, secretly protect or by calling or contacting law enforcement. That could be something that the tax preparer, that the fire sign energy they're going to, that person that they're going to they already had some type of interaction with the earth sign. I didn't know. They already had some type of interaction with that earth sign energy already before. Hot water. I'm looking at the 4 of Wands energy. Something's going in. Are you doing this with Taurus slash Capricorn information? You could be doing that with their information. Or it's the fire that you handed it over to. It's the fire sign energies that you handed over to. The spirit is saying, do research. If the earth sign energies did permission, if the earth sign energies did not give you permission, if the earth sign energies didn't give the fire sign energies permission to do this, why are you doing it? The spirit's like, why are you doing it? But what's happening with karmic situation, what's happening karmically here is that either you or them, or you're doing it together, either you or them is taking it to a tax repair that the earth sign energy already had it already filed with. The earth sign energy already filed with. But it's a mistake. That's why I said it's a mistake. Delete that invoice. Delete that email. Don't set up a meeting with this tax repair that the earth sign energy already dealt with. And that could be your voice to the fire signs, vice versa. That could be some. That's why I said I don't know. That could be something that you didn't know. Or that could be something that's something that they're doing on their own with your information. That's something that they could also be doing on their own with your stuff. With your thing. Do you know that? Do you not know that? That could be something that they're doing with your things, and Taurus protects you. That could be something that they're doing with your things, and the Taurus protects you. And the Taurus may be protecting you in the sense wherever the fire sign energies are going with your things, wherever the fire sign energies are going with your stuff, the Taurus is going to give you, the Taurus or the Capricorn, whatever. The Taurus or the Capricorn is going to give you the heads up that is potential. I didn't want them to have. I keep getting this feeling I didn't want them to have. I'm trying to tell them don't go there. Whatever. They're not listening. Their ears are like rocks. They may have rocks for ears. It just depends on what's going on. But the Taurus element that you're tied to, that potentially they're going to have a run. Get my information from them. Potentially the Taurus that protects you, the fire sign energies that have your information, that you don't want them to have your information, whatever it is, they're going to halt. They're going to put some type of barricade around the fire sign energies. Why do you have his or her things? Why are you sending it to this and that and this, that, and the third place? I didn't ask the fire sign energies to do that. So you yourself may know someone that works in a specific. I keep getting grant also. Someone's going on here grants. You yourself may know someone that works for a grant agency, a tax preparer agency. You yourself may know someone in there that could protect you. You could have set up someone in there to think Earth sign did that. You may be thinking that Earth sign energy did that to fire sign. You may be thinking, or fire sign energies may be thinking that you want to do that. I already did. You already did that with Taurus or Capricorn, or they did that, or the fire signs think the earth sign energies want to do that to them. Whatever it is, or vice versa. Hooking up someone to make sure. Hooking up someone to make sure that they're not filing. Hooking up someone to make sure. Okay, you hooking up someone to make sure that the fire sign entities don't take your tax return paper with them. I don't want to file with them. Or that's the earth sign. That's the Capricorn and the Taurus element's voice to you. I don't want to file with fire sign. Can you hook up someone to follow them to that tax preparer office? But if that's three different situations going on there. That's one. But then there's another situation here where they're potentially taking their information along with earth sign energy's information to a taxpayer law office information, and they don't know that the people that they're sending it to protect the earth sign. So I keep getting calling law enforcement. They may end up having an interaction with law enforcement, but it's because the reason for it is because they don't listen. Aries, Sag, they don't listen. Leo, they're not listening. For some reason, they don't listen. Why don't they follow their own thing? Like, you're telling, it's yours, it's Earth sign. Why don't they follow their own thing? Why do they need to have extra? Why do they need to have extra paperwork? Why do they need to have extra? That could be a Taurus thought, Capricorn thought. That could be a Taurus thought, Capricorn thought, your thought. Why do the fire sign energies need to have extra? You know, why they need to be extra? Why they need to do extra? Why they need to do extra? Whatever it is, they think you thinking that you want to hook up someone to watch where they go, tax preparer office, law office, with paperwork. You don't want that paperwork paperwork that's yours. Paperwork they didn't ask the Earth sign energy permission to walk around with and have. But it's embarrassing. So when I said that, also something is embarrassing about it. Something could potentially end up embarrassing about an interaction, Aries. Something could end up embarrassing with some type of interaction that an Aries element is gonna have. Sag gonna have. What fire sign energy gonna have? Whatever. Well, so it's either like from the beginning, it could be X situation and them interacting with an X, them sending their information and applying and putting in proposals for places that you get fired from, places that you got fired from in the past. Somebody got fired from somewhere in the past. Somebody's having an interaction there. Something's embarrassing about that, or it's taxes and law offices and interactions like that that you're trying to prevent, or something trying to prevent. Somebody thinking or trying to hook up somebody, you hook up somebody. Wow. But it's to stop you. You want to request. You want to delete a request. Somebody wants to delete some type of request. That could be something that a Taurus did out of fear. That could be something that a Taurus did out of fear. A Taurus deleted something out of fear. Capricorn deleted something out of fear. Did you delete something? Did you delete something that belonged to them out of fear? Like some type of request. It could be a friend request. You know what I mean? It could be a friend request somebody deleted out of fear. Out of fear of knowledge of something. The accomplishment has the Knight of Swords energy. So the Knight of Swords energy could be, like I said, air sign. Is right next to Gemini. So we're in the middle. The Gemini energy could be in the middle of a situation. You know what I mean? And I keep getting tax prepare. They could be one Gemini could be a tax preparer, or it could be someone's going on with a Gemini energy's tax preparer, but knows Taurus. Like I said, a Gemini energy's tax preparer, or they could be a tax preparer. A Gemini energy's tax preparer that you're interacting with here, they know a Taurus, or they could be holding the Taurus information for them, or Capricorn, they're already holding the Earth sign energy information. I asked them to. You asked a Knight of Swords right next to the Gemini. You could have asked the Gemini and her whole Earth sign information. You asked the Gemini energy, hold Earth sign energy information for me. Hold that information for me. Hold what do you call it? Hold Taurus information for me. Hold hold Capricorn energy, Virgo. Hold Earth sign energy information for me, but not going to work. So you asking the Gemini energy to do that, it may not work. Like something about that may not work for some reason. Something there may not work, but Taurus thinks so. So the Taurus, if they need protection, Capricorn, if they need protection, you asking them to hold this, that they could be asking, do you know someone that could hold this for me? They could be asking you, do you know someone that could hold this information for me? Safeguard this information. Taurus voice. That's the Taurus voice, Capricorn voice. Do you know someone that they're asking you, they're coming to you asking you, do you know someone that could safeguard, hold, and keep safeguard this information for me? And it could keep getting not going to work. It could be the Gemini energy that is being asked, potentially getting asked to do that, but something there isn't going to work. But Sag got to. So when I said something there not working, the Sag got to. Aries got to. But why they need? Every time I say that, why do they need? Why they need that? Taurus, Capricorn, why do they need their things? Why they need that? Why do they need that? But Taurus annoyed, Capricorn annoyed. The Earth sign energies are annoyed because they're trying to hide, or they're trying to protect their things. You yourself asking Taurus, you yourself could be asking. Nine of Swords is right next to Gemini. Asking, do you know what asking Gemini energy, find Taurus to hold my thing. You may want the Taurus to hold your things for you. Keep something quiet and safeguard something for you. Not working. Something there isn't working. Something there isn't already did something. Something there isn't working because the fire sign energies may already did something. Something the fire sign may not work also. Something the fire sign energies are trying to do may not work also. may not work also. You're asking Taurus, hold my things. Gemini, hold my things. Asking Gemini, find Taurus, hold my things. Taurus asking you, hold my things. Fire sign energies may find out about those interactions. They may find out about. That's why I said you taking it upon yourself to delete requests. You taking it upon yourself to. But that's what a Taurus did. Deleting some type of request and things of that nature. A Taurus did that. Deleting some type of message. A Taurus did that. To you, or I feel like they're helpers. I feel like they're on your side. I feel like they did that to fire sign energy to avoid interaction. The Taurus deleted this, that, and the third, or they asked you to do that because they also want to avoid an interaction with fire sign. The Taurus wants to avoid interaction with the Aries and the Sag element. But Leo, they want to avoid interaction with them for someone else or for themselves or for you. Or you ask them to do that. Because you may stick with them but bring in money. You stick with them but they bring in money. But you also don't want them. You stick with them, they bring in money. So that either works with you, that work with Taurus, that work with Earth sign. People just don't want them to have their tax paper. Feel entitled to. They feel entitled to somebody else's tax paper. They feel entitled to your tax paper. They feel entitled to Taurus Capricorn energy tax paper. But that's what Gemini is for. So when I say that, that's what the Gemini energy is being hooked up for. You may not have wanted to contact you really may not have wanted to really contact Gemini. Taurus may not have really wanted to contact Gemini. Whatever it is, somebody really didn't necessarily want to contact. They themselves to safeguard. They could have contacted a Gemini energy to safeguard, or a Taurus to safeguard something. Whatever it is, they themselves. You know what I mean? The fire sign energies, they themselves may have contacted either one of those elements, but they're on my side. The fire sign energies, the Aries and the Sag, the Leo, they could have contacted Taurus and Gemini energy to work in their favor, to be on their side. But you're saying they're on my Two of Pentacles energy in the present. They're on my side, screaming that at fire signs. You're telling the fire sign, and you're screaming that at the fire signs. The Taurus and the Gemini, they're on my side. Whether one of them is an X or not, they're still on my side. And that could be why, like from the beginning, earlier on in the reading, that could be why you're stopping them from having a potential interact. Someone that they don't know is an X to you. Someone that they know, someone that they're trying to potentially communicate with, that they don't know is a that they don't know is a close friend to you, or some type of family member, or a close friend to you, or an Earth sign, whatever it is. Wow. Oh my God. The Wheel of Fortune is right next to the Four of Wands, asking them to leave. So the Wheel of Fortune in your spiritual self is spiritual thought as well. Asking the fire sign energy to leave my house. Get out. Ask Aries, Sag, get out, please. I don't like what I see. You know what I mean? Asking, you want them to leave. But keeps doing that. So that the leaving back and forth all the time can be something that they do on their own, or you yourself ask them to do that. But that's not what they tell Earth sign. So when I said that, that's not what they tell Earth sign. They're not telling the Sag, the Aries isn't telling. They're not telling the Taurus. They're not telling Capricorn. They're not telling Virgo. They're not kicked out. They're not telling the Earth sign energies that you kicked them out. You did or you did not. Or they left on. Or they tell the Earth sign energies that they just leave on their own. They left on their own. But what really happened, kicked out. What really happened is that they got kicked out by you, by Taurus, whoever they got kicked out by. Gemini, they got kicked out. I feel the Gemini energy is more closer to something that you have going on. But they're helpers. There's helpers over here. They're helpers over here. But these helpers are unintentionally stealers. Helpers are unintentionally getting intertwined with stealers. Stealers unintentionally getting intertwined with helpers. And people are relaying whereabouts. People are relaying whereabouts and conversations there back and forth. Whatever it is. Get out. Get out, please. Leave my information and IDs and copies of this, that, and the third right there that is theirs or mine. But it's working. So when I said it's working, something that you're trying to do is working for Ursana, for yourself. Something there is working. The mentality has sign of Pisces. I know I felt Pisces element somewhere. You got Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn. You got the moon energy is here. We're using your intuition. They've been in something for a while. You're using your intuition that a Taurus has dealt with something for a while. Capricorn dealt with something for a while. They know something. They've known something for a while. Not talking. They've known something for a while. They're not talking. They're not. That's what's scary. Them not talking is scary. Some are you not talking? You not intuition card. You not talking about what they have. You not talking about what a Taurus has is scary. You're not talking to a Taurus. Period is scary. Whatever it is, something's interesting about that. You know, whatever it is, or it's Pisces intervenes. A Pisces intervenes. Pisces element intervenes. You know. Pisces intervene, Taurus intervene. They may interact. They may Capricorn's things. They interact amongst each other about Capricorn thing. What fire sign energy doing with their things? They interact about that or your stuff. With the moon and the Hierophant energy there, or they just using intuition about them. They Capricorn, Taurus. They just known something. Whatever's happening to them happens to you. They know whatever it is that's happening. Whatever it is that is happening to you happens to them. They know it. They know that whatever it is that's happening to them. Whatever it is we deal with the same thing. You're dealing with the same thing that they're dealing with. Capricorn, Taurus. You deal with the same. That's what you're using your intuition about. Or using your intuition that they know what's happening with your things. They know what's happening with their own things, not saying anything. They know what's happening with their own things and not saying anything. They may not know how to confront. You may not know how to confront. You could be using your intuition that should I ask them how to confront? Should I ask them on how to confront? How to confront fire sign? Gemini? You may want to confront Gemini, but helps fire sign. So the Gemini energy helps fire sign. Like from the beginning, the fire sign energies are interacting with someone that's on purpose. They're trying to interact with an ex-biz partner, ex-friend, someone that was in the past. Like Gemini energy you deal with intimately. Whatever kind of dealing you have with the Gemini, they interact with them. But it's to like what do you say? They help each other behind the scenes with that. They help each other, but they also help you. You know, they also safeguard you, or they try to safeguard you and help fire sign energies at the same time. But want to separate. So when I said you want to separate from fire sign, you already separated from Gemini, but you're trying to stop. You were with them, but they're interacting with someone that they're interacting with someone that you don't want to see. Whatever. But you may just break down within yourself, side with Gemini. You may just break down with yourself and just break down and side with the Gemini energy. You may just side with them, you know. Whether they're dealing with a new partner, whether they're dealing with a new partner, something shady that your new partner's doing with Earth sign information, something shady your partner doing with your information. Hooking up a Taurus friend. Taurus is like a friend, family member, co-worker, whatever it is Taurus is. Capricorn, whatever it is that they are to you. Wow. The Aquarian energy is in a changing position here, but they need to get out. The Aquarian energy needs to get out. That could be their energy right here also. The Aquarian energy benefits from Sag. The Aquarian energy benefits from Sag. Benefit from Aries. Benefit whatever fire sign. That said Sag. They benefit from annoying. They could be annoying, but they also benefit from a Sag. They benefit from a Sag. But more than one Aquarian. So the more than one Aquarian energy right here that's in a changing position, that getting kicked out. They're getting kicked out. They are getting kicked out of a situation on purpose. But somebody tactic on them. Somebody did some type of shady tactic on them as well. Somebody put a tactic on them, you know? Somebody did something. The reason for it has your stuff also. The reason for the shady tactic on the Aquarian, they had your stuff also. That Capricorn, Taurus, that was given to them by Sag. The Earth sign information was given to the Aquarian energy by Sag, by Aries. Your information given to them by Sag, by Aries. But getting kicked out of their own job. Something could be really separate from them. They're getting kicked out of their own job. Or somebody placed some type of tactic on them. Whatever it is. Oh, I see what's happening here also. Something that's happening to them, karmic. Something that's happening to them is karmic. Something that's happening to the Aquarian energy is karmic because it deals with fire sign. They earth sign partner. The Aquarian energy deals with the fire sign energies that are the earth sign energies partner, but disperse information too. So the fire sign energies disperse earth sign information, but they act for it. The fire sign energies disperse earth sign information to the Aquarian. The Aquarian energy acts for that, but someone is messed up with their own job. It keeps telling me that, but because of that they're not supposed to do, something is messing up with their own job. Something is odd with that's happening with their own job, their own relationship, but their parent also. Something odd is going on with them with their parents, their mother, their father, their siblings, their co-worker, their colleagues, their own business partners. Something's going on with them. Something's going on with them singular, involved with your partner. Something's going on with them singular because they're involved with your partner interestingly. They're involved with your partner interestingly. You know? However, they're whatever it is that they did. But I get share also. When I put my finger on it, I get share. Something something that the fire sign something that is yours. Something that is yours that the fire sign energies have for whatever reason, the fire sign they share it with the Aquarian. Don't want that. They share it with the Aquarian energy. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. And the Knight of Swords energy may reside. The Knight of Swords resides with them because of the partnership that I keep getting your partner. It resides with them because they're in a partnership with your partner. Your partner fire sign. Your partner Gemini. They deal with them. Secretively. They deal with Gemini secretively. They deal with them secretly. They deal with Aries and Sag outwardly. They deal with Aries and Sag outwardly. They deal with them outwardly. You know, but make something obvious. Also, they may make something really obvious also, but I keep getting karmic because they make something obvious. Something is karmically happening to them. That is whatever it is that they did, whatever it is that they're doing, that something's weird or odd about what they're doing. But it's karmic. Something's karmically happening with them now. You know, but why fire sign energies give? So when I said why fire sign energies help them, why do fire sign energies help the Aquarius or whichever Aquarians? Why do they help them? Why they give them this, that, and the third? Why they give them? I had an opportunity. Why are they giving the Aquarian energy some type of opportunity, and not the Taurus and not the Capricorn? I mean, it could be, you know what I mean, some type of interesting opportunity. I don't know, some type of interesting. I lived somewhere else. The fire sign energies are giving the Aquarian energy some type of opportunity to live somewhere else, work somewhere else, but still benefit. They're allowed to do that, but they're still benefiting. But asked to move. They could have been asked to move, but they still benefit. You know? They still benefit. They may want to move. What they're trying to safeguard. What they're trying to do also is to safeguard. And that could be that could be I get truth with the Hierophant. That could be what the earth sign energies are finding out about them, but known that. So the moon card is that they've known that. Capricorn, Taurus, they know what Aquarian is doing. They know what the Aquarian energy is doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they've been receiving. That is theirs or yours. They're benefiting, but that's why they're moving far away. They're benefiting. That's why they're moving, deciding to move far away, live far away, work far away, somewhere else. You know. So from the beginning, you're dealing with the fire sign energies, and you're dealing with the fire sign energies. You're trying to cut off Aquarian. You're trying to tell them also, cut off the Aquarian. Cut off the Aquarian. Cut them off. Whatever. I keep getting some about law enforcement. They could be taking something to law enforcement, but feel bad for Earth sign. They could be taking something. They could have been benefiting at one point, but they feel bad. So now they potentially want to take something to law enforcement. But has something to do with them feeling bad for Earth sign. Wow. Whatever it is. Or they feel bad for you. You know what I mean? They feel bad for you. Oh my God, so much. I have a headache. The King of Cups energies and the resolution going towards that. What do they do? The King of Cups could be a Pisces male, Scorpio male. This could be you. And somebody's like, what did you do with the Nine of Wands? But that's their question. The Nine of Wands energy, you're thinking that you're going to have to do this. That's the fire sign energy question for an external King of Cups or for you. What did you do? What did you say to Aquarian? What did you do? What did you say to Aquarian? What did Taurus say? What did Taurus / Capricorn say? Reveal. What did Taurus / Capricorn reveal about Aquarian? What did they say about Gemini? What I say about Aries is sad. Whatever it is. What they say. What do you say? What did Pisces say? What did Scorpio say? What did external Cancer say? What did you say? What did you say to fire signs? Or what was said, Aries? What was said to an Aries element? What was said about them? What was said to them? So I think that's your voice. That's your voice, or that's your voice, or that's a question you have for Taurus. Question for Gemini. That's is broad. So however you want, whatever, pick a question. There's multiple questions that could be flying through the air here. What did Capricorn say? What did Taurus say? But one part of it clarified. It said about Aquarian. What did they say about Aquarian? What did you say about Aquarian? What did somebody know about somebody? Intuition card. Pisces. What did Pisces do? Whatever it is. You know? What did you do? You know what I mean? The intuition card may reside with fire sign energies. And your dealings and protection. Your dealings and protection for Earth sign. Capricorn and Taurus. Wow. You know? And Aquarian. I keep getting they need to get out. Every time I touch they need to get out for some reason. They need to be out. They need to get out. And whether somebody moves far away or they whatever it is that they do. Wherever it is that they go. They may be fearing Earth sign. Fearing you. You know? Scared of somebody, whatever it is, scared of a situation, scared of being found out and things of that nature. But I shouldn't have dealt with, or somebody shouldn't have dealt with someone, interestingly. So I shouldn't have dealt with Aquarian. Whatever kind of dealing you have with the Aquarian energy, I shouldn't have dealt with. Because something they secretly benefit, you know, off of something. Or that's that I shouldn't have dealt with could be Earth sign energy voice about them. Some women that care also about even dealing with some women that care about dealing with somebody. It just depends on what's going on. God, I have a headache. All right, what's the outcome here, Cancer? I'm getting tired. Let me see here. Five revealed information. The Five of Swords it has something to do with revealed information about Aquarius, Gemini. I don't feel Libra heavily here. Libra could be involved behind the scenes or whatever. It could be a Libra lawyer, Libra, whatever. But it's revealed information about Aquarius and Gemini energy, or just revealed information. Five of Swords just to the whole situation. It's revealed information. You know, revealed information. But that's scaring them. So I'm looking at the Aquarius, it's scaring them. Like some type of revealed information is scaring them. It's scaring them. Or scaring you. It's scaring somebody. It's scaring them for some reason. Gemini. You know, your involvement, the kind of involvement that you have with Gemini that you didn't know, or fire sign, Aquarius, King of Cups, Pisces, Taurus, Capricorns. You know, information by hiding. So Five of Swords energy is also like hiding. Someone's trying to go somewhere to hide. This may not be working. All right, let me know how it resonates, Cancer. Be well. Take care. Bye.